Welcome back to the show, Extra Rich. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and hit the bell button next to it so you're notified whenever these videos drop. On the menu today, we have, this isn't for everyone, but it is for me, from Miss K. Renee. Let's check it out.
Please. Here is a list of things that I do not do in a relationship that some may not agree with. Number one, I do not expect for him to cover my monthly self-care expenses. Those were my expenses before the relationship. I budgeted for them. I can afford them. They are things that I like to enjoy during my me time. Number two, I do not care how he utilizes social media. He can comment, share, like, and interact. I am going to comment, share, like, and interact. That is the use of social media. I create content. I expected he would have ideas for me. He can expect to get some ideas from me. If you utilize social media the right way, it can provide additional financial resources. So I by no means care how he utilizes the platforms. When it's we time, and we disconnect. Number three, I do not expect for him to share his cell phone location with me, but I will share mine with him. And it's simply because I know that he is a man's man, and that he can protect himself. But as a woman in this environment, I like knowing that he knows where I am, not to track me, but to keep me protected and to keep me safe. And that if I'm in a situation where I need him, if I'm having car problems, if there's just a situation where I am uncomfortable, he can easily get to me. Number four, I do not expect him to be perfect. I give him space to error without feeling like he's going to be beaten down because he erred or he made a mistake. I genuinely believe that we forget when we enter into a partnership that the two people in the partnership are of their own free will, and they are of their own decision making, and that they have their own hobbies and interests and friends outside of the relationship, and things happen. And I don't expect and friends outside of the relationship, and things happen. And I don't expect for him to be perfect. I believe in giving people space to mistake, because when you give people space to mistake, that's where growth happens. Number five, I do.
Before she continues on, this is sounding like what do they call it now? Clip farming. That's what that sounds like. This is to me. And what, if you don't know what clip farming is, it's basically getting on the internet and saying whatever you feel like the masses would love to hear, right? And posting it for likes and clicks. Clip farming, right? Getting like a viral clip. As far as what I understand it is. And that's what I feel like is going on here. You know, she's saying a lot of things that like 99.9% of men would be like, yes. And I don't feel like it's true. I just don't feel like it's true. Like, it's just, you know, like, you know what they say, when it feels too good to be true, it probably is. You know what I mean? It probably is. Plus, I did a little research, okay? Which I'll talk about that later on in the video. But yeah, I'm gonna let her finish, and we're gonna talk about that here in a second. All right.
I do not expect for him to be the primary financial breadwinner of the relationship. I was raised a very long time ago by my father that I should never have to depend on a man for anything financially, and that allowed me to have the man I wanted and not the man that I needed. And I'm cool that sometimes he got it, and sometimes I got it, and sometimes it's 50-50, and sometimes it's 70-30, and sometimes it's like neither one of us need it. I think that's healthy in a relationship. It's just, I got your back and you got my back, and we can do this or we can't do this. It's communication. But by no means do I pressure him to be the financial breadwinner.
All right. Let's talk about this a little bit more, because I did a little research before I started the video, and I went to her profile and I was scrolling around. One, I didn't see a wedding ring, so I found that quite interesting. Maybe there is in just the clips that I clicked on. I just didn't see one, right? And, maybe that was because she wasn't trying to show her hands too much. I don't know. But I personally didn't see a wedding ring. And I will admit, maybe I missed it, right? Maybe I missed it because I didn't like go through her entire profile. I just was clicking on random stuff trying to see because I was curious. Like, if you have this type of mindset, you gotta be married, right? You gotta be. Like, men will line up for a woman like this. If that's truly how she is. And maybe it's genuine. Maybe it is 1,000% true. Okay? Maybe it is 1,000% on point. Maybe she actually is in a relationship. I don't know. I'm just saying based off of what I personally saw. And just off that alone gives me like a major cause to pause. You know, like you saying all this stuff, like this sounds great, but if you ain't married, I highly doubt that it's real. You know, I highly doubt that it's real. Or maybe because of your other failed relationships, you've come to this conclusion in your life. And that leads to my next point. She's 40. I learned that in my research. So if you're 40 and you're talking like this, like, why aren't you married? Did you get here because of failed relationships? Like, I don't know. I'm confused. If somebody has any clarification on that, please let me know in the comments. All right? Please let me know in the comments. Because, like I said, maybe she genuinely is married and in a happy relationship, and that is truly how she lives her life. I don't know. I didn't take the time, and nor will I take the time to scroll through her entire profile and look at every single video to try to find a wedding ring or her spouse, like her husband, right? No, I'm not about to do that. I clicked on some videos real quick to see and didn't see anything. And also I realized she was 40, which in and of itself isn't a bad thing. But if you're not married and you're talking like that, it's just like, this ain't real. So that's my initial thought, that this is too good to be true. Okay. Even salt looks like sugar, right? We've all heard some of those sayings before, right? But if it is true, man, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. I mean, as men, I think we all instinctively want to be the provider. But the fact that she's just like, yo, I'm not really tripping about that. You know, sometimes I got it. Sometimes you got it. And that's just the relationship and how it goes. If we're married, it's all coming out the same pot anyway. I love that mindset. Especially in today's world where you got so many chicks. I deserve a 7-figure man. I want a millionaire. I want this. I want that. And you go and look on their profile, and they ain't doing nothing but shaking ass, booty rocking everywhere. You know, all types of crazy stuff going on. And it's like, bro, you think the man that is making 7 figures is gonna pick you over the chick that ain't shaking no type of booty, ain't trying to post herself all over social media? You think that guy is going to pick you over that? Boy, I tell you, reality going to come crashing down on you with you 45 and still ain't found no husband, and all you got to show for it is a bunch of animals, okay? And kitty litter, right? But, yeah, man, hey, listen, and fellas, y'all know, comment below. This sounded amazing. I'm like, sheesh, you know, man. The sharing and I know some women are going to be like, well, sharing a location. It to me, what she meant by the whole sharing a location situation is not even like hey, I'm going to allow my man to go and cheat. It's more of like a respect thing, but then also the man is the protector. If I don't know where you are to protect you, how can I protect you? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got out of that. It was more just hey, this is a manly man. I want him to know where I'm at all times. So if anything were to happen or go down, I don't have to like be screaming out my location or try to text him the location. I can just hit the call and hey, I need help now, and he can find my location, and boom, he'll be there instantly. So, and I think that's another thing that a lot of men take pride in as well, being protectors. It's instinctual. being providers and protectors, I feel like just is innately in us to want to do. And so when you're giving men that opportunity to be that, I feel like that's, especially, like I said, once again, in today's climate with today's women, boy, man, it's going to be a lot of single chicks out here in about 15 years. It's going to be a lot of women who are starting to get a lot older, and they're going to wonder why they single, and it's because they have the complete opposite mentality of what you just heard right there in that video. And that's just facts. I know some folks don't want to hear that, but that's just the truth. The truth is the truth, and the truth don't care about your feelings. But y'all get in the comments, let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Do you think this was genuine from her? Do you think it was 100% true? Do you think it was fake? Let me know. Peace.